to your practice today. We're going to start towards the back of our mat and come through into child's pose. So as always, with any of these practices, you only do what's comfortable for you. If something is painful, you come straight out. If something just doesn't feel right again, we can leave it out, or you can take an easier version of the pose. But just be mindful of your body, work to your own ability, and if you've got any issues at all, just take a break and come back to the practice when you feel ready. So, I'm going to take my knees just a little bit wider than hip width, and my arms out in front of me. Microphone in the way. So, forehead will come down onto your mat, and if your forehead doesn't comfortably reach your mat, you can clench your fists, put one fist on top of the other and rest your head on your clenched fists. And then just take a few moments to start to link into the breath. So those of us comfortable with Ujjayi, we can use Ujjayi breathing, but otherwise just stay with your natural breath. Lengthen your tailbone out behind you and creep your arms out in front. So just using this time to link into the breath. Feel into your body, notice what sensations you can feel. Notice how busy your mind is. And then the next time you inhale, we'll come up onto all fours. Bring your knees underneath your hips. Find some space between your fingers. And we'll take a few rounds of happy cat, angry cat. So as you inhale, lift your chin, lift your tailbone. And as you exhale, round your spine, tuck your tailbone chin to chest. Inhale, lift the chin and the tailbone. Exhale, round the spine, chin to chest. A couple more, just working in your own time, in your own breath. Okay, taking one more. And then bringing yourself back through to a flat back. And then from there, we're going to start to circle the right knee. So you can move the knee in as big or as small circles as suits you. And we'll circle it in both directions. And we'll extend the right leg out behind us. So as you inhale, you're going to find length here, and as you exhale, round your spine, knee to nose. Inhale, extend the right leg out behind you. Exhale, round your spine, knee to nose. Inhale to extend. Exhale, knee to nose. And then take your right knee back down onto your mat. We'll do the same with the other side. So inhaling, starting to circle the left knee. And again, we'll take it in both directions. And then inhale your leg out behind you. Again, find length. And as you exhale, round your spine, knee to nose. Inhale, extend the leg out. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale to extend the leg out. And as you exhale, knee to nose. And then take your left knee back down onto your mat and start to creep your hands out in front of you. So coming through into Anahatasana, heart melting pose. So you can take your forehead to the floor if that's comfortable for you. You can always rest your forehead on a cushion or a couple of yoga blocks or a brick if that's preferable. And those of us with the flexibility, if it feels okay in your neck, you can take your chin down onto the mat. But just be really mindful, you don't want to compress the back of the neck here. Couple of breaths. Gently drawing the lower abdomen, find some support for the spine. And then bring yourself back up onto all fours. So we're going to swing the right foot out behind us. Right hand is out a little bit in front of the shoulder and the left arm extends up towards the ceiling. So lengthen there, press into the right hand, little lift of the hips and draw your left arm forwards over your ear. You can look up, but equally you can look forwards or down, whichever feels better for your neck. So lengthen through the left side body. And then taking your left arm back up towards the ceiling, you're going to lift up that left leg. Couple of breaths here. Press out through the sole of the foot. Again, where you look is entirely up to you. Try and keep the shoulders nice and soft. And we're going to bring the left foot back down onto the mat. As you inhale, bring yourself up into gate pose. We're going to bring the left elbow, swap the elbow into the crook or kind of the top of the hip crease, and reach your right arm up over your ear. And now finding some length in the right side. And then inhale, bring it back down into your supported Vashisthasana, and as you exhale, come back down onto all fours. So we'll do the other side. Excuse my back view. Left foot swings out behind you, left hand a little bit further out in front, right leg lengthens, right arm up towards the ceiling. Roll the shoulders away from the ears, little lift of the hips, and we'll draw the right arm forwards over the ear. So from the right foot, right the way through your right fingers, you're lengthening. And then taking the right arm back up towards the ceiling, we'll lift up the right leg. And just a couple of breaths here, press out through the sole of the foot. One more breath. And we'll bring the right foot back down. As you inhale, coming up into your gate pose, bend your right elbow, take the forearm into the top of the hip crease, and reach the left arm out over your ear. Lengthening through the side body, reaching out through your left fingers. And then as you inhale, back through into your supported side plank, and then back down onto all fours. And then from there, hands a little bit further out in front of you, tuck your toes, and coming through into your downwards facing dog. And then just have a few breaths here. You might pad out your feet. Just feel into the back of each leg. You can always tell when I've been running, calves getting really tight. Let's give the head a little bit of a shake. And then start to walk your hands in towards your feet. And we're going to stop just about halfway. Now if you need to keep a bend in the knees, do. Nice flat back. Again, just feeling into the back of the legs, finding some length in the spine, maybe a bit of space in the shoulders. And then continue in with your hands and walk your hands over to your right hand side. A few breaths there. You might just bend your left knee. Bring it back through to centre. On the inhale, we'll walk the hands over to the left. Perhaps a little bend in the right knee. Have a play with it. How does it feel? Where do you get the best stretch? Coming back through to centre. And then soften your knees. If you've got any disc issues in your spine, hands to the waist and come up with a flat back. Otherwise, gently rounding your spine up through to standing. Okay, just release out the shoulders. And then we'll come through to the front of our mats. And we'll take a couple of sun salutes. So grounding through the feet. As you inhale, inhale, reaching the arms up, take the gaze to the thumbs, and as you exhale, fold forwards. So hands to the shins or to the floor. Bend your knees if you need to. Halfway lift as you inhale. As you exhale, hands down, step back through into plank. So for the first one, we'll drop our knees down onto the mat. Roll forwards, elbows bend behind you as you lower down. Untuck the toes. Inhale through your back bend. And then as you exhale, hips up and back, downwards facing dog. Couple of breaths. And then you're just very gently drawing in the lower abdomen. And there's a toning of the pelvic floor, which is helping the energy to lift. Help keep the spine supported. One more breath. And then soften your knees, and as you inhale, walk your feet forward between your hands. Find a halfway lift there. As you exhale, fold in, head to legs. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands through to the heart. We'll go again. Inhale. Exhale, fold in. Inhale to look up. Exhale, hands down, step forward, jump back. So we're going to roll forwards. Again, if you want to drop the knees down first, do. Lower to the floor or to chaturanga. Inhale through cobra or upwards facing dog. And then exhale, hips up and back, downwards facing dog. So find some space between your fingers. Press down the base of each finger, particularly the base of the thumb and the first finger. Connect to the breath. Find your drishti, your gazing points. Try not to get distracted by anything else that might be happening in the room. And then soften your knees, look forwards. You can step or you can jump your feet forward. Find a halfway lift there, and then as you exhale, fold in. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands through to the heart. Let's do one more. Inhale. Exhale, fold in. Inhale for the heart. Exhale, hands down, step or jump back. So lowering down. Inhale through your back bend. Exhale. Downwards facing dog. So from here, as you inhale, float your right leg up towards the ceiling. Bend your right knee and stack your right hip on top of your left. Maybe we'll just circle a little bit through that right foot. Just the right knee points up towards the ceiling. And then we'll square off the hips, bring the right foot back down. And on your next inhale, float the left leg up. Bend the knee, roll your left hip on top of your right. Again, maybe some movement through the left ankle. You're circling the foot both ways. Left knee lengthens up. And then square off your hips, bring your left foot back down onto your mat. Soften your knees, look forward, step, jump, float your feet forward as you inhale. As you exhale, fold in, head to legs. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands come through to the heart. Okay, we'll take a sun salute B. So inhale, sweeping the arms up for Utkatasana. As you exhale, folding forwards. Halfway lift there. Exhale, hands down, step or jump back. Lowering down. Inhale through your back bend. Exhale, downwards facing dog. Left heel turns in, right foot steps forwards. Inhale your arms up for Virabhadrasana 1. As you exhale, release it down, step back through to plank, chaturanga, upwards facing dog, downwards facing dog. Right heel turns in, left foot steps forwards. Inhale the arms up. As you exhale, release it down, plank, chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Keep coming back to your breath. Heavy through the heels. One more breath. And then soften your knees, look forwards, step, jump, float your feet forward. Halfway lift there. As you exhale, fold it. Inhale, bend the knees, sweep the arms up, Utkatasana. And as you exhale, straighten the legs, hands to the heart. So finding twisting Utkatasana here, lengthen as you inhale, as you exhale, bend the knees, sink the hips, left elbow to the outside of the right thigh. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. And then looking down, taking your weight into your right foot, we're going to step the left foot back behind us into a lunge. From there, you can perhaps take the gaze out over the right elbow. If you're feeling wobbly, keep looking down. Squeeze the inner thighs in towards each other, help to maintain your balance. Take one more breath. And then looking down again, weight into the right foot, the left foot steps forwards. Inhale to come out of your twist, exhale to straighten the legs. We'll do that again, other side. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to sink the hips. Right elbow to the outside of the left thigh. Keep the spine nice and long. Take the weight into the left foot, step back with the right foot. Adjust as you need to, reach back out through that right heel, and then if you can move the gaze too. Again, if you're wobbly, you just keep looking down. Squeeze in towards the midline with the thighs. Reach out through the crown of the head. One more breath. And then take your gaze down, weight into your left foot, we'll step the right foot forwards. Inhale to come out of the twist. Exhale to straighten the legs. And then we'll vinyasa. Inhaling. Exhale, folding. Inhale to look up, exhale, hands down, step or jump back. So lowering down. Inhale through your back bend. Exhale, downwards facing dog. So we're going to step the left foot, just turn the left heel in, step the right foot forwards. Inhale your arms up, Virabhadrasana 1. So hands can be together. They can be shoulder width apart. If you've got any shoulder issues, you can just drop your hands down to your waist. Look up, you can look forwards, just keep grounded, strong through the legs. Left shoulder gently drawing forwards. And then we're going to open it up to the left, Virabhadrasana 2. So right heel, pretty much in line with the left instep, shoulders soften. Again, if your arms start to get tired, you can just drop them down. Just gently rolling open through that left thigh. So open through the groins, open through the chest. And then from here, take your hands, clasp them behind you, roll the shoulders back and down, and as you exhale, fold forwards to the inside of your right leg. A couple of breaths in Humble Warrior. Keep the bend in the right knee, crown of the head releases down. And then release your hands down to the floor and extend the arms out in front of you. So it's almost like you've got down dog, upper body, and Vira 2 legs. One last breath here. And then from there, walk your hands back in. You're going to walk the hands towards the midline, parallel your feet, and as you exhale, fold forwards. So if you can walk the hands back between the feet, do. If you'd rather hold on to the shins, then you've got that option. Keep the spine nice and long, the crown of the head drawing down. Finding length in the back of the legs, lengthen the spine, dropping a little bit of weight through into the front of the feet. Taking one more breath. And then inhale, find your halfway lift, walk your hands back out in front of you. You're going to pivot to face the front edge of the mat. Sweep your right leg back out behind you, one-legged plank. Couple of breaths here. And then you can either move straight to down dog, you can take a normal vinyasa, you can take a one-legged vinyasa. And we'll all meet back in downwards facing. Connecting to the breath. As you inhale, the left foot steps forwards between the hands, ground the right foot. Inhale your arms up, Virabhadrasana 1. Keep pressing down the little toe side of your right foot. Right shoulder is drawing forwards. How much of a bend you put in that left knee is up to you. You can have less of a bend. You can make it stronger by putting in more of a bend. And then on your next inhale, we'll open up to the right, Virabhadrasana 2. And again, just thinking about gently opening through the groins, open through the chest. Chest is facing the long edge of your mat. It's only the head that's moved to look at the left middle finger. Spine is long, neck stays long. From there, we'll clasp the hands behind us. So opposite clasp, opposite thumb and finger on top. Lift up through the heart as you inhale, and as you exhale, you're folding forwards to the inside of your left leg. So there's looking for some space in the shoulders, keeping the bend in the left knee. And then from there, releasing the hands, again taking them out in front of you, so you've got that kind of hybrid between down dog and Virabhadrasana 2. And then we'll start to walk the hands back in towards us. Again, turn to face the long edge of your mat, parallel your feet. So halfway lift as you inhale, and you need to turn around and do it this way. Halfway lift as you inhale, have your right hand down in front of your face and extend your left arm up towards the ceiling. So just finding a twist here, keep drawing in the lower abdomen. And if it feels okay, we can take the left hand like this lower back, or perhaps you even tuck it into the top of the right hip crease. The tendency is to drop the right hip, so try to keep the hip square as much as you can. And again, if this doesn't feel good for your neck to look up, you can always just look down. As you inhale, we'll extend the left arm back up towards the ceiling, and as you exhale, the hand comes down. So left hand in front of your face. Inhale, the right arm reaches up. Extend out to the shoulders, keep the spine nice and long. Back nice and flat. And then we can take the right hand again to the lower back, or perhaps tucked into the top of the left hip crease. And again, rather than dropping the left hip, right hip drawing down, left hip lifts. Just finding your drishti. And then we'll extend the right arm back up towards the ceiling and bring the hand back down onto the mat. So from there, you're going to pivot to face the front edge of your mat, and this time you'll sweep your left foot back behind you, one-legged plank. You can move it straight to down dog, or you can move through your vinyasa. Just staying connected to the breath. And then as you inhale, floating your right leg up behind you. And as you exhale, stepping your right foot through between your hands and coming up into a high lunge. strong kind of groundedness through the legs, through the feet. There's a length up through the spine. And we're going to add some movement in here. So as you inhale, you bring that left leg up in front of you, the arms come down, and as you exhale, you step it back. Inhale to bring the leg up, exhale to step it back. Couple more, just keep going in your own time, with your own breath. Getting wobbly there. Okay, step that left foot back behind you. And then split your arms out to the sides and we'll float the left leg up for Virabhadrasana 3 variations. So flying dragon. Keep open through the chest. Left hip point facing down. One more breath. And then step the left foot back behind you, hands down either side of your right foot. You can step it straight back to downwards facing dog, or you can move through your vinyasa. So all vinyasas, as always, optional. It's all optional, just do what suits you. So as you inhale, float your left leg up behind you, and as you exhale, gently step the foot through between the hands. Inhale up into your high lunge. Couple of breaths here, stay soft through the shoulders. And then we'll add in that movement. So inhale, right leg comes up. Exhale, we'll step it back. Inhale to bring it up. Exhale to step it back. Keep going. Stepping it back. And then splitting your arms out to the sides, weight into the left leg, and the right leg will float up. Coming through into your flying dragon. Space in the chest, right hip point facing down. Fix your gaze on one spot, one more breath. And then step your right foot back behind you, hands down. Again, you can go straight to downwards facing dog, or you can move through your vinyasa. So from there, as you inhale, ripple your spine forwards through to plank. So you can always drop your knees down onto the mat if you need to. Couple of breaths here, actively press the ground away from you. And then as you exhale, we're going to roll forwards and lower all the way down onto our mat. Okay, hands underneath the shoulders. Inhale, find cobra. You're reaching up through the crown of the head, the heart draws forwards, almost kind of thinking about drawing forwards from the back of the heart, the spine. And then as you exhale, come back down onto your mat. Take a breath. We're going to come up again. This time I'm going to extend the left arm out in front of us and bend up the right leg. So just take a hold of the right foot with the right hand. You can always just repeat cobra again if you wish. And then as you inhale, start to lift up. So you're just gently kicking the right foot away from you. Reach up through the crown of the head. Keep the spine nice and long. And then exhale, bring it back down. We're going to swap it over. So, the right arm out in front, we'll bend up the left leg and take a hold of the left foot with the left hand. And then on your next inhale, starting to lift. Each inhale finds the lift. And then exhale. Gently release it back down. Couple of breaths here. You can rest your head on your back of your hands. You can take your head to one side, whichever feels more appropriate. And then bringing your hands underneath your shoulders, tucking your toes as you inhale, press up to plank. We're going to find our side plank, right hand to the centre of the mat, rolling onto the little toe side of the right foot. You can always drop your right knee down onto the mat to lighten this. Couple of breaths. Keep the hips lifted. Radiating energy, extending out. And then other side, so left hand comes down onto the little toe side of the left foot, right arm lifts. Again, a little bit of lift up through the hips. You can look up if you've got your balance, if you're wobbly, looking forwards or down. Coming back through into plank, and then for a moment, child's pose. And just resting your arms alongside you, rather than having the arms out in front. So take one more breath here. And then as you inhale, come up onto all fours. So you can do this next pose with your right knee down. You're going to bend up your left leg and gently take that left foot out behind you so the pelvis, the heart space draw forwards. If you want to challenge yourself a bit more, Kapinjalasana, you can do the pose from your side plank. So right hand down, left foot in your left hand. Keep breathing, one more breath. And then release it down. Other side. So again, you want to drop your left knee down, you can pick up your right foot, and you probably find a better expression of the pose because you're not fighting so much to kind of stay upright with your side plank. But if you wanted to, you could straighten out your left leg, hold on to your right foot with your right hand, and work there. So just take one more breath. And then come back through to your plank. We'll move through a vinyasa. Into your downwards facing dog. And then from there, look forwards. Soften your knees, step, jump, float your feet through to seated. And lie yourself back down on your mat. Time for your relaxation, Shavasana. So as always, you are recommended to stay here for at least 5 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes. You can stay for a lot longer if you wish. This is where I leave you. Namaste.